I love you.
Hey, everybody.
Hey!
First off, congratulations to Jordan for getting all those report cards marked. That's awesome. Oof, Keith, man, it has been a week.
Yeah.
Hey, Carrie. Who all we got here? Hey, Jordan. Hey, Jam Jar Jordy. Hey, Rictus River Films. Hello, Mark. Emma, how's it going?
And
Hello, Keith. Seth, what's up?
And Carrie. Hi, Carrie.
Yep.
So Carrie has her own YouTube channel that's Splash Pages.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, Keith got rid of Facebook, Instagram, Messenger accounts today. Congratulations.
I hope you feel... Oh, you are free. You do feel free. It says so right there, the next post.
I'm like...
Hi, Cooper.
Yeah, my plan is to get rid of... I already got rid of my Facebook. I got rid of my WhatsApp. I never had Messenger installed. And I think Instagram's going to go... I don't know. It might be a month or two. I think in the next week or two, I'm going to... completely stop looking at it, but I'll leave a post up that says like I'm not here anymore. And then in a month or two after that, I'll finally delete my account and delete all my stuff.
But you can find both of us on BlueSky.
BlueSky. I'm on Kara. I still have a Tumblr account that I peek at, but I don't post there very often.
Are you Mr. Crook on... Oh, you're Mr. Tyler Crook. M.R. Tyler Crook on BlueSky.
Yeah. Mark's been singing the chicken songs to chickens.
Oh,
that's awesome.
That's very sweet. You know what? I forgot to sing to them today. And it hurts me in the gut to realize it. But I'll just have to sing it twice tomorrow.
Oh, rad, Jordan. Hey, we can look at those. Because I don't think I've shown those on stream. We got, finally finished this guy. This connected cover. They're going to want to slide down.
They're not going to fit in the frame. Oh, you can zoom out, though.
But it's very exciting to see this. This, this project gave me so much joy. I don't know. I've never done a connected cover like this before. And just the slow rollout of getting these every month has been delightful. Seeing how they fit together.
Yeah.
Hey, Gavin. How you doing?
They did a really good job of printing them so they still line up nicely.
Yeah, they did a really good job with that. And it's really kind of impossible to get them to line up perfect, especially when they're getting printed, months apart. But they did a good job. And I've said this a million times, but man, I really like the trade dress, the logo, and everything. Like, it's very exciting to have the DC bullet on these books, and like just the way this glows. It looks so pretty and glowy.
And I like that the title is
transparent,
lucent. Yeah.
Yeah, they did a great job, and there's a lot of great. Well, actually, to be honest, I haven't read any of these, but I have gone through and looked at all the art. Maybe that'll be my weekend thing, is like just plopping on the couch and finally reading the whole series. Because there's a lot of really incredible stuff in here. Anyway.
And if you want to see the pages online, there are a couple of different reviews, and Tyler's original art is for sale on his store, mrcrook.com.
Yep.
Even if you're not in the market of buying, there's still some really good shots of them.
Fun to look at. Mm-hmm. So today I wanted to work on some more of this, basically. If you guys remember these from a couple months ago, I was doing some style explorations, looking for ways of working with limited color palettes in future projects, potentially. And it's one of those things, like figuring out something like this just takes so much time that it's fun to do it on the live stream and do experiments like this. Oh, Cooper asks, which character did you paint first? I painted Superman first, but I painted them all in one go. It was like it was a long week of just working on this cover. And it's like the original art is 2 pieces that are 17 by 22 put together, so it's 44 inches wide. And I basically started with Superman and worked my way across to Green Lantern in one go.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah, Gavin.
Quick turnaround.
The experimentation is like, it's one of those things that's really, really important, but it is hard to make time. But so this is the exciting thing that we're playing with today is I did finally go get a Stay Wet palette that would fit on my tabaret here. And this is very exciting. This paint has actually been in here for, well, tomorrow it will be, no, it is, well, I guess it's like, today's the 7th day.
Yeah.
And the paint is still wet and usable, which
awesome.
is great. That's something I have avoided. Why I haven't done a lot of experimentation with acrylic paint is just because I get so bummed at how fast it dries. It always feels like waste. Oh, Mark's talking about the Ghostbusters
cover. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have the original art here yet. It's on the way to Kinetic Comic Art to get ready for sale. But man, I really like that cover. I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I know that we'll talk about it before it hits the shelves.
Yeah.
Knock on wood that you get your comp copies well before then. But yeah, it's Ghostbusters Dead Man's Chest #1. Pre-orders are probably open right now,
huh? Yeah. I don't know when FOC is for it, but it's I think pre-orders just opened because they sent me an email like 2 weeks ago that was like, this hasn't been announced yet, Tyler, don't talk about it. And I was like, geez, dude, I wasn't.
I am looking it up.
So what I'm hoping is streaky, paint strokey marks here. And then kind of like I have done with some of these other things, then I'll go over it with ink and tighten up the image, but just using this color here to delineate sort of the figure from the background, or like what you're supposed to look at, separate it from the background. But I don't know if the concept of the streaky stuff that I have in my head is coming across. It kind of just looks unfinished. At least these 2 that I've done here. Although I will say that like the more saturated colors that I got going on in this new panel is kind of nice. Yeah, Gavin. I get my DC comps come on time. My Marvel comps that I've done, I don't think I've ever gotten them. They've always gone to a previous address, and I've never been able to convince them that I have moved. It's a little bit frustrating. I did a backup story for a Spider-Man comic, and I still don't have a copy of it.
Oh
I need
no.
to hunt it down one of these days. I got a hairdryer.
I'm looking for the final order cutoff for the Ghostbusters, and it's surprisingly not obvious.
Yeah, well, part of it is that is going through
Diamond.
No, because it's Dark Horse, so it's going through Penguin Random House. And I don't know if they do FOC the same way that Diamond does.
It comes out, I can tell you when it comes out, May 21st.
Man, that's still forever from now.
It's a big issue. It's 32 pages.
Oh, that's interesting, Carrie. Like, I think, like, I actually was not thinking of these as panel, like, the coloring in continuity. I'm sort of just like, each panel is an opportunity to run another little experiment. But when it's all done, it will be interesting to take a look and try to evaluate how it reads with every panel being a slightly different attempt or whatever.
Mark points out that 32 pages is just your average comic.
Yeah, well,
just think of 22 pages.
It's 22 pages of story and 32
with
pages.
Ads.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is the man, that blue looks really good on the screen, on the camera.
Yeah, it does. The yellow's really popping too.
I wonder if that the 32 pages in the solicit is story or physical 32 pages.
I think it's
probably physical, yeah. I've never actually paid attention to that in a solicit. What when's Emerald City, Emma? And Mark confirms that it's physical, the 32 pages. I think you told me when Emerald City was last week, but I've been not thinking about it. I'm not planning on going, so it doesn't really matter to me, but other than curiosity.
March 6th, Gavin saying question mark?
That sounds probably right.
Yeah, I think it is March 6th or 9th, according to the website. Oh, there we go. Emma confirms.
That might be fun to go.
To drive out there?
Just for fun.
Mm-hmm. So what's cool, everybody? What are y'all up to? What cool things are you up to?
Oh my gosh, Gavin. Yeah, I haven't really done a convention at all since 2019.
Yeah.
I went to Rose City and I did like a couple signings and a panel, but I didn't actually like get a table and hang out.
Keith, you're doing good work. Just trying to make it through the week. That's the cool things you're doing.
Yeah, making it through the week is a laudable accomplishment nowadays.
Mm-hmm. And Jordan is gonna paint a Canadian cryptid.
Oh.
Gavin's drawn Uncanny X-Men 12.
That man, X-Men books, like team books, are so friggin' hard. There's so much work.
Because how many characters?
Yeah, there's just so many characters, and they're always friggin' talking to each other.
That talking seems slightly easier than tons and tons of action, constant action.
Oh, it's the same difference.
Maybe to you, fancy pants. Emma's working her way through David Lynch movies.
Oh, that's fun.
Hey, Thunderstorm. They finished an art piece last night.
Oh,
feeling good and accomplished. Awesome.
Dreading going to work. Yep.
Aw, Mark's nieces are having their birthdays today. Happy birthdays for both of y'all. He got them the complete Earthsea collection. That's a good uncle.
That's fun.
I wish I had an uncle that gave me the Earthsea books. I have twin brothers, and it is always confusing when I say to other people that it's my brother's birthdays today. Just don't find that very often. Tugboat's illustrating a friend's childhood diary. And it's been
that's
fun.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Seth's finishing up a script. Close to it, end of January. Keith read Stone King last night.
Oh yeah, that's fun. That's a book I should talk about that more. I think that came out and a lot of people have never seen it.
Because it was on Comixology.
Yeah, it was a Comixology original, and Dark Horse released it, but not with a lot of fanfare or anything.
Hi, Kevin. Let's see.
Oh, Gavin had a snowstorm in Louisiana. 8 inches. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I need to call my brothers in North Carolina.
Fun and overwhelming. I can imagine, man, in Louisiana, that's got to shut the whole place down. Like we get snow the thing with Oregon is if we get ice, which happens a lot, it shuts everything down. Because you just can't move. Like sometimes you can't even when it gets icy out, you can't even go to like the curb. can't go outside without falling down.
Because especially where we live, where it's too hilly. Too hilly to be walking around in ice.
I can't even imagine, like, Louisiana has no, like, ice infrastructure or snow infrastructure. I don't know if I'm doing a very good job inking this.
There's
Whatever.
more panels for you to work on if you want to move on to them. And, you can't fail in an experiment anyway. You might.
That is true.
Come across something really cool in this panel. Let's see.
The other thing I would like to try with this Stay Wet palette is to try I'm spacing on what the paint is called. Oh, the casein, yes. Try this casein paint again and give it a little go. I think the acrylic paint that I'm using will work really well with the acrylic ink that I'm using. But casein will probably work better with watercolor and gouache stuff.
Carrie says that Splash Pages is going to have their first international creator, Will Sliney? I don't know how to pronounce that. Sliney tomorrow afternoon, and then Jim Zub on Tuesday.
Well, that's fun. Oh, getting rain in LA. That's good to hear too.
Keith also asked what we thought of Six Gun, the pilot.
It made me wish that I knew how to make a TV show. Because, yeah, there was something about it that was, like, not right. But I honestly couldn't tell you what it was. Like, maybe it was the editing. And maybe it was the, like, visual effects or something. I don't know.
But some of the visual effects were really good.
Some of it was good, yeah.
I was gasping and guffawing at the was it the number 4 gun that would
put people in the grave and then pop them right out.
Yes. One shot put
awesome.
them in the grave and sunk them just engulfed in the earth, and then the second shot at the grave popped them out, and they were mud zombies. Those effects look good. The tree, though.
Yeah, the tree looked like someone was still learning After Effects, kind of.
Some of the actors were excellent choices.
So that's interesting. Like, I think this is interesting.
I like that one. It looks like it's a night shot.
It looks like it's supposed to be a night shot.
Awesome. Success.
It looks a little bit like the cigar box doesn't like is glowing.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more than I would want, I think.
What if you do a blue wash over it?
Now let me make sure it's dry here. Doing experiments like this on the stream is like a little bit stressful sometimes because like I have no idea how things are going to turn out, but it's also kind of fun to be like having to talk about it out loud as I'm going. It makes me think a little bit harder about things.
Mark, I think Sadie, like, I don't know if I've seen Sadie Sink in anything, but just looking at her picture, I think she would be a very good Becky. I think you're right.
All right, that did help. Doing a little bit of a blue wash and then give it a little bit of shading too.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me think I should do a little bit of glaze of shadow stuff. Here, like this can get pushed back just a smidge. The stuff on the floorboards can get pushed back.
And glaze doesn't mean shiny, right?
Glaze means transparent.
Oh, okay. I wonder if it's the same as glazing over something. No, that's glossing over something. Totally different. Oh my goodness. And I'm very excited for Sector 31 today. That's me and Tyler's watch instead of Voyager. That's our Star Trek watch for the night. Super excited. Oh, and my cool thing for this week is that I think that I might be able to finish my first pass of colors on my webcomic, on my first chapter, my 28-page chapter.
Oh yeah, you thought you could. You were saying you might be able to finish that today.
I think I might be able to finish it today.
Oh.
Yeah. While we're watching Section 31. Yeah, I'm excited. I look forward to showing y'all.
Okay. So that, doing a little bit of dark glaze on it, did help with like the forms a little bit, but now it seems a little less clear than it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But what if we pushed it just a little bit the other way? What if
you added highlights?
Yeah, what if we do kind of a light color glaze for some highlights?
Oh no, Emma is saying that Section 31 looks like a ... movie and has a whopping 18% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh no. All right. Well,
it is a movie, right? Like
it's a movie, but ... movie sounds like not a good movie kind of thing out of the side of Emma's mouth. We'll find out. Now I'm nervous though. But whatever, it's an experience.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about Star Trek Discovery. I really liked it when we were first watching it. And then Strange New Worlds came out, and I was like, oh, I wish Discovery was more like this.
Still better than Picard, and there were parts of Picard that I still enjoyed watching. We don't have Apple Plus, but I have wanted to watch Severance too. But I don't want to get Apple Plus.
Now this is starting to turn into like a real painting, like I shouldn't have had to ink it.
Mark got a package delivered. Jess Lonergan's tarot cards.
Oh, nice.
New tarot cards are fun. And Keith's watching Lucifer. What did you think of Six Gun, Keith? I almost called you Lucifer. Well, I hope we didn't spoil anything for you, Keith. And can't talk. Even though you didn't get to watch it yet.
One thing about working in acrylic like this is I find it difficult to get a very fine line. It's like it always wants to just be, like the paint wants to be a little bit thicker than I want it to be.
Now those went from cloth seats for me to vinyl.
Try to soften that just a smidge.
Hi, Edie. Cool. Happy New Year's to you too.
Hey, Edie. How you doing? Well, that, I actually kind of like the way that looks. That is not where I was expecting it to end up, but kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see about doing some rendering on this panel. Let's see what that looks like. See if I can sort of...
Are you looking for speed or color?
I'm looking for... That's a good question. Like, I think I would like to be able to do pages a little bit faster. But mostly I want like a predictable method for working with a limited color palette. And I think the reason I wanted to try it with the acrylic is just because I've been having so much fun with it. I was wondering if it could open up any potentials for me.
Emma says, we all wish we could do pages faster.
Yeah, right? That's like...
Hey, Rudak.
One thing about making comics that I've discovered is like the easiest way to get a raise is just to go faster. Which isn't necessarily great for the art.
Or for the
art form.
Or for people's health.
Yeah, for people's health. Hey, Rudak, it's good to see you, man. Oh man, Carrie, like I don't know what it is about the thick paints, but like, well, I guess it's because the additive stuff, like slowly building up colors and values, has always been just the way I intuitively want to work.
And then you had to change things when you started working with acrylic?
Well, that's sort of the exciting thing that the folks in the chat have opened me up to is using this matte medium in particular has been like it allows me to actually work slowly and build up values and sort of push and pull things in ways that I did not know I could do.
Bye, Edie. Thanks for popping in.
See you, Edie. Have a good one. Aw, Rudak.
Aw, shucks.
Aw, shucks. Dang, bro.
Saying nice stuff.
This is tough because this little magpie is behind this cage.
I'll make them pop out more. Jordan asks, what do you tell yourself when you get discouraged with art?
That's rough. You know, like, I don't know. My feeling about art in general is that there's two parts to art. And one is important and one is not. And the important part of art is making art. The unimportant part of art is like making money or impressing others or doing stuff. Like there's a bunch of bullshit that is like associated with art, and it's almost always the bullshit parts that like bum you out. So when I'm feeling bummed about art or frustrated or discouraged, it's almost always has nothing to do with art. It has to do with like work or money or the way somebody else reacted to my art. And the thing is that that stuff's just not as important as the moment that you give yourself to make art, and the moments you give yourself to experience that the process of making art. And so like I very rarely feel frustrated with art, but I do often feel frustrated that I'm not making art fast enough, because I would like to make shit faster and make more money and have more friends on the internet and get more likes, and that stuff I'm endlessly frustrated by. So I don't know if that helps, because it doesn't really, but I don't know, maybe it helps give a framework for thinking about stuff.
So because you have that mindset, it helps you not feel so down on your art?
Yeah. Because like nothing I do ever turns out the way I want it to. Like, ever.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is always some sort of a compromise between what I'm trying to do and what I'm capable of doing, and what I have time to do, and all that stuff.
I've been telling myself a lot, even though I could do this better, it's good enough. I think it's clear and gets the message across, and I have more pages to do, so it's good enough. Seth says, if I don't make the art I create, no one else will, because no one else can.
That is a fact. And the joy in art should be in the doing. It's like not in the it's not even in the finished product. You know, the joy comes from the time you take to sit down and focus your mind and meditate on the things that you're drawing. Because there's not a lot in our day-to-day life that allows us to do that, to sort of really focus on not only a single task, but a single subject like this.
Rudek takes a momentary break to go for a walk outside, smell the leaves, talk to cats.
Oh man, yeah, that's actually a really good point. There's something about going for a walk that is so good, especially like if you can go do it without your phone. Like just walking. Like that's I feel like every problem I have when I'm writing gets fixed when I go for a walk.
Yeah, you do that often when you get stuck on something. Go for a walk, and then you come back and
yeah, usually by the time I get back, I'm ready to. I know exactly what I need to start writing.
You say hi, and then you rush off to go write everything down.
Yeah, Mark, I think that's true for everybody. And somebody, I don't know where I saw this pointed out, but somebody online long time ago pointed out that like whenever people get rich, they do art. And it's just like if everyone wasn't desperate trying to pay their bills and pay their mortgage and stuff, like everyone would be doing art. In fact, you know, it's funny, like that was for me for the longest time when I was making video games. When me and my partners started a video game company, my plan with that was that we'd make a ton of money making video games, and then I would sell out my share of the business and make comics.
Mm-hmm.
And then when that became clear that wasn't going to work out, then I was like, well, fuck it. I just need to do the comics bit. I need to jump ahead.
Seth says every few days they keep wanting to just mute their phone except for urgent messages and wander off into the mountain trails for the day. That doesn't sound like a bad thing to do.
That sounds pretty wonderful, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've man, for my mental health, I've been trying really hard to sort of limit my exposure to stuff.
With the unsafe stuff that's on the social media platforms that we used to use commonly.
You're talking about
Twitter, Meta,
like forcing people to follow Trump and stuff.
Forcing us to, well, I guess not forcing us. Making it clear that it's better for us to get off of those platforms has given a lot of us an opportunity to pare down how many social media platforms we're on.
Yeah, it's so funny, and it's it's a good opportunity to change the way you interact with your social media. I'm really amazed at the number of people who left Twitter and came to BlueSky, and then have been trying to behave the same way they behaved on Twitter. And it's why would you do that to yourself? This is your chance. It's your chance to stop.
Rudak's asking, did you redraw these pages or did you just print them from a saved file?
I printed from the same file. Yeah, that would be too much work for this experiment to redraw.
You're not experimenting with the drawing, but with the colors?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Mark's a moderator for a few communities and said it's been a heavy week. I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, there was heavy talk on the Mignolaverse subreddit. And I think they, like everyone else, well, not everyone, but a ton of subreddits have banned
links to Twitter.
To X.
Keith's asking if you're using matte medium with these paints too.
I am using a ton of matte medium.
And is this gouache, acrylic gouache with matte medium in it?
No, it's acrylic, just regular
just plain
acrylic.
Straight up.
It's sort of like a mishmash of Liquitex and golden and I think that's it. Oh no, I think I have some M. Graham and Company acrylic in here too. But yeah, I'm using the matte medium to try to keep this paint as transparent as I can keep it so that I can see my pencils underneath it. Because I still have an inking phase to do.
Can you center your page so that we can see more of the panel? Thank you. Oh, Mark says that every single problem post has been coming from new posters.
Oh, really? Like people who
coming
just
in
signed up to
wanting
make trouble.
Yeah.
I think it's probably just as likely too that there's a lot of people creating alt accounts to stir it up.
It like Cooper giving yourself boundaries on how much social media you're going to do and which platforms you're going to spend more time in, that really is a mental health thing. I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been I don't know. You guys know that I'm like active in like my local community doing library stuff, and I've been really trying to focus my energies towards a lot of that because it is actually within my ability to affect or whatever.
You can see the results right away. It's right here.
And it's very fulfilling. Like it is actually, it feels really, really good to go work with all these other people who are really busting their butt to make sure that like our community has stuff that it needs. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it doesn't. Not everyone has different abilities and different availabilities and stuff. But if you have the time and energy, I'd recommend everybody do that because it is actually, it's work, but it's work that's like it returns dividends and making you feel good and not feel quite so powerless as at least I do when I think about like national stuff.
And you're actually helping the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rudak, it's nice to come here too, and for people in chat to be so nice to each other. It's a really nice place to hang out.
Man, I still like am always just so grateful and shocked at how nice everybody is in the chat here.
Rudak, what is a local free store? What's a free store? That sounds like I imagine what I'm imagining sounds like a very nice place to have in a community, but I've never heard of a free store, so I'd love more info. Keith thinks that you should volunteer to be mayor.
I don't know if I want to be mayor. I think being on city council would be pretty fun, but it is a little bit more of a time commitment than what I have available right now. And the town where I live is so small that like city council and mayor are volunteer positions.
Yeah. Mark's given advice on BlueSky. He says if he views posts, if he's in view post only mode, he gets a lot less doom news showing up.
Interesting.
A free store takes donations of goods, mainly essentials that people need, and then people who have needs can afford to buy them can come in and get those items for free. That's awesome. We have a thrift store that does does the same thing. I mean, it's open to the public, so people can come in and buy it. But then when there are people that can't have the need and cannot afford stuff, then they're given a bag and they can fill up the bag and take it all for free, for example. And then we have
a food pantry.
Yep, we have a free
stays
food
very
pantry.
well stocked. There's a bunch of people in town that are pretty committed to that food pantry. And it's one of those setups where there's times of the week when you can go in and get a bunch of stuff, like a lot of produce, but then there's like a refrigerator and a little pantry that is just open that anyone can walk up to at any time and get some food.
The thrift store also has a shelf that people stock with free food and like pads and tampons, like all sorts of stuff that people can come grab at any time for free.
Oh yeah, and the library actually has a whole
they have
hygiene stuff and
for free as well. Yeah, it's nice to have that. It's very necessary. Very kind. Seth's town has a food bank that also has free clothes and hygiene and baby care supplies for people that need them. Yeah. Absolutely, no questions asked. Same for these places here too.
And this is all stuff that was around before Trump and will be around after Trump. And
I'm knocking on wood.
And it's like, I don't know, there's all these awesome people out there that are doing great stuff, and I'm sure there's a lot of them that would love everyone in the chat to come by and give them an hour a week or whatever.
Oh, Emma's cooking an apple crisp. There's no obligation, Emma, to chat. You can be as quiet as you want to be, and make an apple crisp.
I require one chat per every 5 minutes.
Per apple crisp?
So funny to draw, and then I look at my screen to see what it looks like.
It looks different on screen than it does in real life. Oh, apple crisp and ice cream. It does sound good. I do have fixings for making a couple of desserts, and I have been eyeing them lately. But I want to spend all my extra time on coloring. So maybe that'll be my celebration when I'm done with this color this past colors, then I'll celebrate with making some fancy dessert. Maybe I'll finally make that oat milk too. The one thing Keith will miss about Instagram is all the recipes. Does anyone else watch Tasting History on YouTube? Speaking of recipes, that's my recipe YouTube fave.
I wonder if I could have picked a better page. This like junk is going to take forever.
Tasting History with Max Miller. He goes through historic cookbooks and or just historic recipes, and then he has them translated. He works with people to translate them, and then he makes them, and at the end he tastes how it tastes.
He makes them to the best of his ability. Sometimes he has to.
Sometimes the ingredients aren't available, or
are unclear sometimes.
Or, yeah. But there's some stuff that isn't available anymore, and he finds recipes for those things and then makes them, even though they haven't been made in ages. Yeah, he's made several times since he started the channel. He'll make a recipe from the Titanic menus, and sees how all the different parts of the ship would eat. Oh, Carrie wants to set up a community garden.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, our town has a community garden too.
I don't know if there's a lot of people that are very active with it.
No, it doesn't seem like it. Well, and it's winter, so maybe when it comes springtime, more people will show up. I need to figure out how to build a raised bed over here on the side of our house. We're expanding our garden this year. Hi, Trevisaurus. We grow, well, tomorrow, Tyler's dad is gonna show me and his sister how to cut grapevines. And we grow potatoes and carrots, and we're gonna try ground cherries this year. We did tomatillos last year, but they didn't do so good. But the weather was really strange, so there was a lot of things that didn't do so good. Chives, lovage. I love lovage. It is a green herb that tastes like celery. And one of my food allergies that I'm starting to be able to eat was celery. So I'm slowly incorporating it, but the lovage in those times when I couldn't eat celery really got me through. And it's one of my favorite herbs now. Let's see. We have currants and kohlrabi. Oh my gosh, just so many things.
I gotta do the hairdryer real quick.
Do it.
Some of our trees are getting mature enough that they might be like. What's the one that I've never eaten? A pawpaw tree?
Oh yeah.
Did that thing survive?
No, we had to replant the pawpaws. So we won't have any pawpaws for like three or 4 years.
Our apple trees are getting pretty close, though.
The apple trees should have a bigger harvest this year. Last year was really terrible for our apples. I only found a handful of apples that tasted any good. And we have several apple trees. One that's well established, and then a bunch of young ones that just have 5 apples. Growing potatoes is a lot of fun. Even if you don't have a yard to grow them in, I saw a video of someone taking a cardboard box, putting soil in the cardboard box, and then planting a bunch of potatoes in there, and it gave a really big harvest for them.
Yeah, and planting a potato is just putting a potato slice in the ground, right?
Yeah, putting it in dirt pretty deep.
You don't even need seeds or nothing. You can just go get a potato at the store.
Yeah. Well, sometimes the stores, though, spray on the, I don't remember what it's called.
Oh, but
they spray on a thing so that things don't
sprout in the store.
Sprout. So it makes it so they can't grow. So it's not a great thing to get. It's not very often that you can get stuff from a store that will actually grow.
You go to the farmer's market then.
Yeah, go to the farmer's market, a plant nursery. Keith, yeah, no big deal. Emma, it wouldn't be hard. Just build a guest house in your backyard for Keith to come stay in. Oh, Carrie's neighbor had cherry tomatoes outside of his apartment, and the squirrels kept stealing his tomatoes.
Man, we were having a real deer problem.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, but we got these motion detector sprinklers that seem to have mostly done the job.
Yeah, and it's not even they often don't even get sprayed with water. It's just the sound of the sprinkler suddenly going off that scares them, and they run away.
This is working pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too. I really like the chunkiness of the background. Yeah, I really like your chunky brush strokes for the whole thing.
Yeah. It's different vibe than my usual watercolor thing, but I like it.
Aw, Mark's nieces are on video. Well, one of Mark's nieces is on video when she was 3 harvesting potatoes and giggling so hard every time she pulled up a potato. That's me too.
They're just in the ground.
They're just in the ground and they keep on coming up. Honey, do you remember which issue of Lonesome Hunters this is? This is from the first arc.
Yes, and I believe it's issue 3.
I think that's it too. Oh, Mark, a possum ate all your chilies? Oh, it was once, so not this year. Doesn't quite hurt quite as bad as if it had been fresh, maybe.
I don't know, possum. I don't know, possums kind of deserve whatever they can get.
Oh no.
They're too cute.
They are very cute. I thought you were saying in a bad way. Yeah. Whatever their little thumbed hands can grab, they get it.
Yeah, and there's something.
Just as long as it's not a chicken.
I always feel like
possums are awesome. Yep.
Well, just like if you have wildlife getting into your garden, it just means that your garden is actually like
good,
alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't mind. I was telling Tyler's sister, we were having deer even during this winter coming and eating some of our native flowering plants, and I was telling her that that I don't mind sharing. It's just when they were eating all of the stuff and didn't leave anything for us, so they can have the flowering plants right now. I'm not gonna turn on the sprinklers for them. Mark says Australian possums are even cuter. I'm gonna look them up.
It's not a competition, Mark.
I don't know. I might squeal. Oh my goodness, they are real cute. Travisaurus says, Mark's right. They're super cute.
Emma says, plan to try something stylistically different for the myths in her story, in her comic. It's always hard. Like, flashbacks are sort of hard. Because you have to come up with some indicator that you're talking about something other than, like, the main narrative or whatever. And you have to do like what I'm doing now, where you have to sit down and come up with a second art style.
Mark, every picture I see of these bushtail possums, they all have this face that's just like tiny. It's like Tiny Tim saying, "May I have more, please?"
I got a hairdryer again.
Okay. I might have been mixing stories there, Tiny Tim and May I Have More, Please? I think that's from 2 different stories. But
that's 2 different stories.
Yeah, but whatever. Mark says that He walks through the gardens at twilight, and they dangle down from the trees with their hands extended. So cute.
All right. I'm going to see if I can salvage this panel, because I don't like what it looks like right this second.
Isn't it you're working with the same limited palette? All those 3 bottom panels all look different.
Well, I'm working with, like, my palette here is like primaries, so I can kind of do any color I want with what I got here. Although I guess they're not true primaries because they don't have like a bright yellow. It's a yellow ochre.
Keith's right. Keith, he says he likes the trash image because it has great depth and lighting.
The which one?
The junkyard one.
Thanks. Yeah, I like that too, and I like the I do like the acrylic brush strokes. Like, those are pretty satisfying. And I like little bits that feel transparent. Like, I don't know if they'll print very well, but there's some nice like glowiness going on.
Like a sky at night has that. It's dark but also glowy. And I just looked up at the time, and I cannot believe it's been an hour and 15 minutes already.
Yeah. I should maybe call it quits after this panel.
Oh, you painted over his hat.
Yes. Oh, dang, I accidentally nicked a little bit of his thumb there.
Oh, you cut off his thumb. Tibbs was sleeping again when we came in. But yesterday, she came down and sat on my lap right after we had just logged off everybody, and I told her about how much y'all were asking about her. And that,
you mean last week?
The last week, yeah. Time. Whoa, I didn't. Mark says that there is a Lord of the Flies graphic novel adaptation by Amy DeJong, and that it is gorgeous. I may, because of the accent over the E. Yeah, thanks, Mark. Honey, maybe we could go to the comic shop this weekend.
Oh, yeah. See if they're open. Maybe we should call them first before we go down.
The sign said they would be open by now. After the 19th, I'm pretty sure. It's the 24th. But who knows? it is a good idea to call first.
A little bit over rendering this face.
It's a process.
Looks like he's got like a face mask on, like
like he and Lupe were putting on face cream.
Yeah.
And he's all, wait a minute, I gotta step out.
I look great.
The publisher, the Lord of the Flies graphic novel is published by Faber, so it's more often in bookstores than comic book stores. Good to know. Oh, I didn't even notice the magpie until just then.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's looking more and more like zinc oxide tugboat.
Howard definitely needs to be careful and not get sunburned.
Yeah.
I don't know about this one.
It's an experiment.
It's an experiment.
Can you scooch it over to the left a little bit? Thank you.
Oof, this is going off the rails quick.
You got some big pendulum swings going on here.
Nope.
Jordan says that they were painting and weren't able to respond, but wanted to say thanks to everyone for talking about what we do when we're feeling discouraged or how to prevent ourselves from feeling discouraged.
Awesome.
It was a good conversation. Lots of good stuff in the chat. He looks so worried.
He is pretty worried. But he's trying not to show it.
Yeah.
He's just not good at hiding it.
Nope.
Okay, I think his face sort of came back from the brink. It's a little bit weird.
See how you look when you've got car headlights shining on your face.
And I'm flanked by 2 magpie monsters.
Yep.
Alright, I think I'm going to hit this with a hairdryer and then call it a night.
Okay.
Although I might pull up the tape.
Oh, yes, yes.
Between these panels.
I think we'd all love to see that.
Okay. Okay, I'm just going to pull up.
Did you unmute it?
Here. Yes, I did.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave this one because I'll do the rest of these panels probably over the weekend.
Okay.
This is also a test to see how acrylic paint deals with tape. And I think it'll do really well. Toit. Lovely. Yeah, and the only thing about this is now, like, there's that, try to get it in focus. There's that red line on the for the panel borders.
Oh,
which
I kind of like it.
It's kind of interesting, but I don't know if it's interesting enough.
It looks nice on the screen. I don't know about in real life.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, that was a fun experiment.
One thing I like about acrylic paint on this is that the paper dries like really, really flat. Like, I don't know, you won't be able to tell on screen, but this is like a little bit, you can kind of see like it's a little bit bubbled up, but by morning time, once it's dried completely, it'll be like tight as a drum, which is nice. Alice has red lines on his panel borders. Interesting. I need to like find a better red. Like I maybe should go a little more orange with my red when I print it out.
Because?
So it's just a little more saturated, kind of. It's a little bit, I don't know, it prints a little bit dulled out, and I would really love like a intense red. So that I could get, so like when it pokes out, like in the panel borders here, it's like a little bit more glowy than what I'm getting right now. I think that would be great. All right. Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
It's always an absolute delight spending Friday nights with you guys. Make sure you go tell the people that you love them. Give them a big old hug and a kiss. And I love all you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you guys next Friday.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.